Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Passion Within. Mikey is grabbing. Oh, there he is. He was just grabbing a glass of water. Um, his brother is not feeling very well today, so we've got one guest, and we definitely appreciate Mikey for coming on and sharing who he is and his passion from the barn in Maine, where you guys have done some mind-blowing things. But Mikey, I think you had some major problems when you were younger, and you've been able to solve those, overcome things that most people would just, they crumple up into a little ball and not be able to move forward. But you've managed to do it. Gina, sorry, I can't take your call right now. Um, but Mikey, let's get into that, and let's talk about, where you started and how, you got to this point of being this amazing young man that you are.
Well, it's all family, but you can either look at life as it happens to you or it happens for you
Yes.
in any moment. And as a kid, I always loved playing outside in the gardens, playing wiffle ball, just being out inside in nature. And we didn't really have ticks when I was a kid.
Okay.
And when I grew up to about 15, 16, or no, 17, senior in high school, I got Lyme disease. And I got it so bad I couldn't sit, stand, talk, or walk. But cannabis saved my life. And CBD, they're the same thing in my opinion. And growing the plant and using the plant is the same thing in my eyes because you grow yourself as much as you do when you're growing that plant. Like you are that seed from start to finish. And when you realize that, that's
Mhm.
when you can truly grow the best medicine possible.
And it's all about, finding, that medicine that works for you.
Yeah.
And is it only in the cannabis, or was there some other portion of, your journey that helped you overcome, something that most people can't overcome?
Uh, it it was mostly family, but cannabis is is secondary to everything. It's the essence. And I actually got stung by a bee after it happened, and it made me feel better. So bees are so interesting. It's like you can go down a rabbit hole with them for a year if you want.
Well, yeah, I know. When I was studying bees, one of the things I found was that somebody with Lyme's disease that was getting close to death was in California. They got swarmed by killer bees, and it made this huge difference. And they're still alive today and in a lot better shape, because bee therapy, is an ongoing thing for a lot of people. It's absolutely amazing.
Absolutely. Same thing with mushrooms, all different medicinal ones. Uh, it's crazy. Neverwinter Farms, I should shout him out because he sent us all the seeds, and now for this honeypot event, he's sending out medicinal mushroom cultures for all different spores.
Cool.
Yeah, it's far beyond my wildest imagination. Something
You
we
know,
all need.
there is such an amazing community in the cannabis community, in the mushroom community, and in the community in general that wants to help. And like, I got to give a shout out to FCP for the knowledge that they're sharing and the people that they're bringing on. And I think, yeah, or I know you were saying earlier you're going to be on with the FCP, I think next week.
Yep, on the 18th, I believe.
Yeah,
I'm not sure when that
fantastic.
is. Time flies when you're having fun.
And you're always having fun. That's one of the beauties of what you guys are doing and what you guys are creating in Maine at the barn. And you were saying that Dennis, your dad, is over doing meditation right now with men in the community.
Absolutely, and it's also going to be music too. A little, it's going to be next level. Everything we do is just inspiring to even me and all my brothers and sisters. It makes us want to put on events to make our dad and mom proud. It's just
Oh
so
yeah.
cool.
Well, and you guys are doing it, and that's part of the wonderful family that you guys are, is you are helping the community in so many different ways. Now, Silly Lily has a question. Have you heard of bee beds? I can't wait to have one and try it.
Yes, I have from you, and it's the best thing I ever heard. And we need one. And I did not know bees are used to purposely sting those with arthritis, because my mom used to have that, but CBD and cannabis completely got rid of it. But bees will help too. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's apitherapy, it's called. So you can look it up. The people all over the world are doing it. In Europe, it's a really, really big thing. And the bee beds, they're actually putting them in trailers and going from event to event to event and selling tickets so you can get in, and lay on top of the hives. You're not in with the bees, guys, just so you understand. You're actually on top of the hive. But it's like I think in the near future that's something that you guys are probably going to end up with, is maybe a few of those bee beds on your property, because it's supposed to be next level, and that's what you guys are all about, is that next level.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it right in the vortex garden.
Actually, from what I understand is bees will build a hive in a vortex on purpose,
Yeah,
because of the energy flow.
all of life will. If we just simply watch it. Like we barely know anything about the ocean. It's crazy. We know less about the soil than we do the ocean. It's like, what do we know?
Well, there's so many things that are finally
Yeah,
finally starting to come out. And one of the reasons for that is, Mikey, guys like you and your dad and your entire family sharing all of this information. So, in your journey through life, there's been things that have happened to you. I want you to tell us a little bit more about Mikey's life. When you were a kid, what was your favorite thing to do?
well, actually, my favorite thing to do was mow the backyard. I loved uh, mowing the grass because I don't know the smell of it, and I always wanted a farm to be able to mow it. That was my dream.
I know. I love the smell, the fresh cut grass. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, it
Or
just,
or jumping into a big pile of leaves after it's raked. That's so fun.
oh, I could see your dad, out there with the rake going, kid, I'm going to beat you if you do that again. Quit spreading them. I just piled them up.
Yeah, I actually showed him that when we lived in our old property to mow the leaves in the grass and just leave it there and feed it to the plants. He's like, "Oh, this is really nice."
Mulching. It's called mulching, Dad. Come
Yeah.
on, get with it.
He's like, "I don't even think we'll need the water today."
Isn't it amazing how nature, if we work with her, it's so easy to do.
Yeah, especially the more it adapts to the environment. Like if you build a hugelkultur bed, and then the fourth, fifth year, it's it's like out there in the woods. There's no difference if you do it right. It's pretty amazing.
Well, have you checked out Leighton's chorus that him and James Perky put on?
Yep,
Um,
we
yeah.
watched all of that.
Oh, cool. I know I've got a 20% discount code that
Good for
I'm
you.
giving to people, right? So
I
yeah,
love supporting him.
oh, he, I know when he retired from the Future Cannabis Project, my wife went, no, no way. You can't do that, Leighton. You have to come back on. You have way too much to give. And so she convinced him to join this channel and come on with a new show. And I'm fortunate enough that Dr. Av Singh agreed to come on as a co-host with him. Um, I know a lot, but I'm not anywhere close to the level of those guys. So I just said, okay, I'll produce it. You guys are the hosts, okay?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
on another level, man.
Oh,
And then they're
yeah.
sharing it for everyone. It's like it's time. If not now,
Exactly.
then when?
Yeah. Well, we've got to do it now. There's so much going on around this world that we can affect, you can affect, and not just on the soils, but you guys are doing it on an energetic level as well. But we're not gonna get into that quite yet. I still want a little bit more of Mikey, the little rug rat, running around the property. What was your favorite sport or thing to do athletically when you were younger?
Probably play baseball because my older brother was so good at it, and we'd always go to his baseball games and always have other little kids to play pass with. And same with basketball. Honestly, I played it all. Uh, I had a lot of fun just playing with other people because team sports are everything. Just like a team farm, you need more than one people to make it work.
Yes. Yeah, you definitely do. For the guys that are on Facebook, thank you very much for coming. It's a pleasure to see you all here. Um, so you played basically all sports, and you're really into team sports because caring, sharing, and community. That's one of the things that we all have been preaching about for a long time. Um, so, what was the one thing you didn't like?
School.
Okay, all of school because you like physical education because you're into team sports. So, what subject did you not like, brother?
I didn't like that they were just trying to like program. I like to learn more about nature, kind of what my sister's doing. She's making a school at our farm. At our,
Cool.
yeah, it's gonna be all about teaching them regenerative agriculture and having them grow up the right way and eating the right food.
Hmm.
And I think it's gonna be kindergarten through second grade. I'm not positive about that.
Oh, that's fantastic. It's starting with the very young. I know that they say that between 0 and 5 years old, you actually learn 50% in that first 5 years of what you're going to know as an adult.
Yeah, I guess it is the first 6 months to 5 years. Megan said.
Yeah, it's amazing. And yet, so many people end up putting their kids in daycares where they don't teach them anything. And what Megan is doing is uh blessings to Megan for what she is doing. Thank you, Megan.
Yeah, for real. She teaches me as much as I don't even know. I've never learned as much from someone else, I think. Megan is my hero, I think. She's always been there for me.
Oh, that's fantastic. That is absolutely amazing. And I have a feeling she's fairly close to you. So if you said something bad, she might just reach over and go swat.
Oh, just a little friendly reminder.
Okay, little brother, behave yourself.
Exactly.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
And
And
now,
go
oh,
ahead.
oh, all those memories I get to share with my family growing up, now we can share it with these little kids and make it even better.
And that's a blessing all in itself that you guys are creating this. It's awe-inspiring to me that there's people like you that are out there and are truly committed to helping everybody. And I know we talked before the show about you guys creating more podcasts, etc. And that's going to be the next level that you guys are going to, when you slow down a little bit around the farm, to be able to do that. And we were talking about you guys have an event that you're putting together as well. um but before we get into that, okay, right now, where are you guys really focusing, or actually not you guys, where's Mikey focusing his main thing right now?
Towards the community, always. That's what we're always about, even before the plants. Uh, bef- oh, and the chickens. Well, those are probably my biggest priority. And then the community. But they're just so much fun to learn from. Like, everyone has a different personality that they get to bring to the table. It doesn't matter if you're talking about the community or you're talking about animals, they're the same thing. And animals teach us to live in the moment and only unconditional love, which is really
Yeah.
cool.
Well, because animals, don't think like we do. They haven't been programmed to,
Yes,
fear and all of this. And if you treat them with respect, they generally treat you with respect.
exactly. My friend Nick, Humble Family Farms, put up on Instagram a picture of a goat that had dreads with all different rainbow colors, and I was like, "That's definitely gonna be our goat."
Oh, too cool, too cool. So, how many chickens do you have?
We have about 36.
And each one has its own personality.
Yes, and
So,
yesterday when it was super cold was the first day they didn't come outside. They're like, "Nope."
no way, bro. Well, I'm staying where it's warm.
For real.
Oh, that's wonderful, man. So, do you guys get a lot of eggs in the winter time? Because I know a lot of chickens that when it starts to get cooler, they'll stop laying.
Yeah, this is their first year, so we were getting a dozen, but since it's like really cold, they've only been laying a couple, and we've been letting them eat them. So we'll give it a while and see what's up. I think we'll be getting another dozen in a week or so.
Yeah, yeah. Are you guys just out of curiosity? When there was the shortage of oh gee was oyster shells, which people feed their chickens for
Yep.
the calcium, etc. Um, I know a lot of people were using the WCA that is made, or water soluble calcium that's made in the Korean natural farming method. Have you guys done that at all?
No, we haven't implemented that at all, but we really need to. We were feeding them their own eggshells because they love it. And
Mhm.
for calcium, what else were we doing? We were putting oyster shell dust in the food mixed with cayenne pepper because the cayenne pepper helps them with antibacterial, and so they don't get
Really?
sick and they lay more eggs
That's one I haven't never heard before. So, brother, you just taught me something new.
every day.
And we all love to learn. That's one of the beauties
Yes.
of the human species is we have the ability to never stop learning and never stop growing in our understanding, and just got to do it.
Yeah. And this year we're actually planning on growing sunflowers and oats and peas and everything we need to feed the chickens in bulk.
Mhm.
So we can support a lot of local farms because the price of chick feed and any kind of feed is crazy for
Oh,
what it
yeah,
is.
yeah. So, have you guys been using the fish brew products at all? I know we've got a show coming up, probably 2 months, because I think we're still waiting for some of the documentation on Kyle's use of the fish brew in his corn, and the numbers
Yep.
of have just exponentially risen in the value of that food.
Yes. Fish brew is incredible. Uh, I use it, Petra tool sprayer. I spray it on the yard, in the grass, wherever the chickens are going to be, so that they actually get that inoculation on top of everything else.
Oh, that's sweet. Have you been allowing them into your compost pile to
Yeah.
scratch it, the comp?
They
Right on.
they go everywhere. They were in all 1,400-foot hugelculture beds that we dug out and filled in. They love it. They love in life. They
Oh,
I
yeah.
had thousands of cannabis seeds that they would eat, and then they'd spread everywhere. It's so funny. It's like I
Well,
didn't
you
plant
can,
those.
well, you consider, and that's one thing. Tony, aka Boneyard Seeds, Mr. Toad, and his
Yes,
Bean Buster, because that's the norm. Is the bird will eat it, crack it, and it'll come out the other end, fertilized, sitting in the fertilizer it needs, and it's got that bonus because it's already cracked, you
yeah.
know. So yeah, that's wonderful.
Mr. Toad is awesome.
Oh yeah,
His
yeah,
his story is incredible, just like John and
yeah.
you.
Thank you.
So many
Um,
great stories.
well, and there's so many stories of people being basically saved by the cannabis plant, by the mushrooms, by microdosing, all these
Mm.
different technologies that we have available that we have been held away from us for decades now.
For real. And that's the scariest part is how malnourished we all are of our endogenous cannabinoid system, let alone all the mushrooms, because we were told to be scared of them. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Well,
But
I know we have David. I don't want to louse up his name. I know I'm probably going to a good August Niak or something like that. Sorry, David, if you see this, but he's a mycologist and he's coming on to the show. The Soil Matters next Monday,
that's
and just amazing knowledge that's going to be shared. I can't wait to. I've had him on the Passion Within already,
awesome.
but yeah, to have Leighton and Av, who know a shit ton more than I do, be able to come up with questions for him is going to be amazing for the knowledge that's going to come out.
For real. It's going to be one to be there for in person. That's
Yeah,
good stuff.
definitely. So, okay, we've covered where you've been, where you basically are now. So, whereabouts do you guys think that you're gonna, or no, where's Mikey thinking he's going to be going over the next, 6 months, 8 months, year, etc. Where do you want to go with your passion, brother?
We'll just keep on doing what we're doing. We have about 5,000 feet of hugelkultur beds built with no machinery by hand, and we have about another 6,000 that need the layers. So we have a lot of work to do.
Community. Community events to help build the Hugo cultures. That's what Camp Compost did, I do believe. And sneaky
Yeah,
rotters.
exactly. That's what we tried to do that last year, but only a couple people showed up. But this next year, I hope we get a lot more because it seems like everyone is accepting more what we're doing, and everyone's sharing the vibe on internet, on the
Yeah.
Instagram. It's like scrolling through the posts. It's like, wow, everybody's got a good vibe today.
It's so important what you guys are doing because you guys are helping to create that good vibe. Like I know I haven't been putting much across the bottom or anything across the bottom, but my saying of a one lit candle, you know, that's just so true. You guys are the candles and you're lighting up other people's lives and understanding. And it's in that growth that this is going to happen around the world, in such a beautiful way that you guys are creating, like Megan is creating for the children, like you're creating what your dad, your brothers, your whole family are. It's like if I walked into your house, it'd be like walking into a candelabra, just lit everywhere.
Thank you, man. And that's what we're going for. Generational health is generational wealth. It's time to get back to our essence because
Yeah.
who knows how much longer we have to dance in it. So might as well start now.
From 1 second to the next, you don't know what's going to happen. And like I tell people, any day that I wake up is a damn good day.
Yes.
Yeah. So, what else does Mikey have planned for his future? In the long term, where would you like to go, say when you're in your 40s or something like that? Where do you think you want to be, brother?
I want to be just, in my 40s.
I know, baby.
I'd like to travel with the family around the country, teaching everyone regenerative agriculture and how to set it up right, how to do it all with Mother Nature, and how to create the most mycelium possible. So that, because we're carbon-based beings. And
Mhm.
Ty, the apple farmer, thanks for coming, man. You make the best products. I don't even know, man. He brought some to the Regen conference last year, and it blew everyone out of the water. And he just came to the Culture Cup, and it was crazy. And his medicine is beautiful.
Oh, that's fantastic. And we appreciate the people that come on to the podcast. We're new, so we don't have a huge amount of subscribers, but you know, a month ago we had 3. So it's just it takes time, and it's not going to take that much time with this community, that's going to share this content because we all know how much it's needed to get out there and grow the understandings. Um, and that's
Exactly.
one of the beauties of what you guys are doing. You're interacting with your local community, but you're also interacting with a much larger community. And you're telling me you want to even take that to the next level, and get out and be that teacher in the future. And even you're being that teacher right now, being on the show. Um, I know that once things get rolling, I would like to have the tour. It's all about the biology tour. I would like to have you know a lot more people running around doing events and intermingling other events like agricultural events that are happening, and having people like you come in as a speaker to share. Um, so maybe we can look at that in something in the future.
Absolutely, man. And what was I gonna say? That was a good one. Oh, I completely forgot, but it was so good.
Oh, it'll come back to you. Just have another hit on that joint the next round, and it'll be right back.
I feel you there.
What's the saying? I was stoned and I missed it. So
It all comes
one,
back around quick though.
yeah, yeah, exactly. That was like, you guys got two or three going at one time, or what?
No, we just pop past. We love though when we smoke with other people. They smoke the joint and they hold on to it because it's like the essence of them. They're like, whoa. I'm like, you just keep it, man.
Well, don't sit down with Johnny B, because he has a tendency. He just forgets to pass it. He just enjoys smoking it so much. I'm sitting there
Exactly.
across from him and I'm going, John, can I have that J back, man? Please.
It's just the biggest compliment you can get as a farmer, I think.
Yeah.
Sometimes people don't have the words for it, but actions speak louder than words.
Yes. Yeah. That is very true. Very, very true. So, okay. So we know where you want to be when you're 40. Do you have a little honey? Has your sister allowed you to do that yet? Or has she picked out a girlfriend for you yet?
No, I'm just free flowing right now. Honestly, I don't even know if I get all the work I get done with. I could probably get more done if with the right woman. That's what it's about.
Exactly.
Just like you with Silly Lily, you know what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I've always been a firm believer is, you know, your partner doesn't walk behind you, doesn't walk in front of you, they walk beside you, and you can get so much more accomplished in doing it that way, you know. Yeah.
Uh, well, Golden Fig Gardens, he needs to come on here too, but he told me aho, apostrophe ho means amen for the native language, which is really cool. So I thought it was perfect right there.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I've got to reach out more to the native tribes, whether they're Canada or the US. Um, they have such an understanding that most of us don't have, that I would love to share, with the people, because I don't look at us as, black, white, native, Chinese. I don't look at that. We're the human species. We're all brothers and sisters in this species, and we need to work together as a species to fix the problems that we face. Because if we don't, we're not going to succeed.
Yeah. Well, what I was going to say earlier is I'm not the teacher. Mother Nature and the cannabis plant and the mushrooms are the teacher. I'm just the student. I'm a humbled student. No matter how great our genetics will get, no matter what happens in life, I'll still be a student.
Yes. Yeah. And accepting that into your heart is one of the first steps to being truly in touch with this planet and the energy that is here on this planet.
Exactly. Because that's how you grow the best medicine.
Yes. Yeah. And from what I understand, you guys are growing some fire, boy.
You are too, man.
Oh, thank you for that, man. It's we all just growing the same plant for 2.5 years and off of one pack of seeds, always just giving the mother, taking the one that stood out the best to me, and giving my love to her. She just kept giving more and more and more back. It's an
That's
amazing
amazing.
thing.
Yes. And we would love to share our 20-year breeding projects with you as well, because these need to get in the right hands so that the people have the medicine they need. Because it's hard to describe the medicine my dad created when he was at a point of life where he didn't know if he wanted to continue because he was in so much pain, and he was asking the plant for so much, and she
Yeah,
gave him way more than he even needed every time.
that just yeah, that touches me, man. Because yeah, sorry, um, she can give us so much. This earth and every plant on this earth and every animal on this earth, we're all so connected if we'll accept that connection.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
We're having a problem with a fox right now getting some of our chickens, but yet again, I'm not mad at the fox because I know we're all a cycle of life and we continue to evolve each other. And that's just telling me I need to take my dog in the woods more to track so that they know to not mess with my chickies.
yeah,
Everything's
exactly.
everything can be either a learning moment or just a door and you shut it. It's crazy. I, life is so magical. Like even the birds chirping that early spring song, like
Hmm.
it's here. You can feel it. It's like I'm planting all my seeds. it, it's the
Oh,
good stuff.
that's yeah, it's amazing what Mother Nature is allowing us to interact with her if we just get rid of the other thoughts and allow ourselves to be in that moment, and to move in that rhythm that she has created on this planet.
Exactly, it's a rhythm, and
Yeah.
we dance in it. So do
Well,
you, brother.
Nikola Tesla, energy,
Exactly.
frequency, vibration. That's all it is.
Yeah, and if he knew all that information that long ago, it just makes everybody think, what do we know now?
Or what's been held back from us for so
Exactly.
long.
Like the
Yeah.
cannabis plant. And the only reason they gave us the cannabis plant is so that they could dumb it down and sell it to people that's not cannabis. It's weed.
Yeah.
And that's like disrespecting weeds because no everything that grows on Mother Nature is meant for it,
Hmm.
unless we tamper with her. But yet again, like Paul Stamets with the oil spills and how you can put mushroom spores on it and then it attracts birds and then it attracts insects and it attracts all the life to build an ecosystem.
Yeah.
Maybe not in that order, but it was awesome.
Well, I know I found Paul Stamets probably, oh Jesus, got to be 10, 15 years ago when I first started listening to some of his videos. It's like, holy shit, man, I didn't understand anything. And it's just amazing the knowledge that's available on,
That's cool.
these platforms like YouTube that we can tap into to learn from.
Thank you, Silly Lily. That was a good comment.
Okay, which one? Okay, that must be the last one here.
Yeah.
Fox me visiting for another reason that your chickens, you ever, yeah,
Yeah, exactly. I always do. And I'm always trying to listen to Mother Nature and learn from her. Like that's how we created the things like electricity, like just simple sitting and watching will figure it all out. But if you're rushing is violence.
yeah. Well, it's like what James Perkins was talking about, and how our bodies move, and he's developed this system where it's like nature does it, like the animals do, and how the flow is. I just like when he was talking about that, it's like, oh man.
I know.
Yeah, yeah. So, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, and then to feel that flow in people, like at the Culture Cup, everybody coming up to our family with the biggest smiles, handing us what they grew on their farm for seeds or medicine. They, it's just a blessing. And then to share it back with them, it's,
Mhm.
it's the best thing you can do as a farmer.
Yeah, yeah, to give back. And I think we need to promote that in so many more ways for people to not only accept, but to give back at the same time, because that's the true blessing.
Exactly. And you can get it in just someone's smile. It doesn't have to be anything physical or materialistic, because that all stuff is just dumbing us down a little bit.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like I know, like I'm always trying to stay positive and to smile just like you are and your entire family does. And it's that energetic transference. You don't have to speak a word.
Exactly.
It's that body language and your energy that you project out around you.
One thing I have been finding very interesting is glass blowing. My friend Levitation Seeds, I believe that's his name, from Vermont. He is
Hmm.
truly incredible. He grows some. He blows some of the best soft glass I've ever seen before. He gave us a vase and 2 cups because he watched the Future Cannabis Project with us, and he was like, I had to do it, man. This is my art to you. It was so beautiful.
Yeah, this community is such a blessing to anybody that really, has the right mentality and the right heart. And there's some that don't, they're all about the money.
Mhm.
And that's just human nature, but there's so many that they do have that love for everybody and they just want to give. And it's a miracle, like, and it's growing, it's expanding, and that's a miracle as in itself as well.
And when you get to meet that one person or that family that does that, it's worth all those other families or other people who are not. It's like it's showing you that everyone has the possibility to change at any time, because we were all programmed at some point,
Hmm.
except for this next generation coming up. I honestly think they have the best chance, because we're leading the way, just like you with this show. It's changing every backyard in the globally, and that's all we could ask for,
Yeah,
because all this land is just our backyard. To think it's like property or something like that, it's just crazy. Like, ugh,
we don't own it, we just are here with it. In the life of a mountain, we're not even here an eye blink. So we can exist with
exactly.
this planet, or we can fight against this planet. If we keep fighting, guess what, we're gonna lose.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
all that heat and pressure underneath Mama Earth right now, especially, how many diamonds are there underneath each footstep? Because you're literally standing on a mountain of crystals.
Well, and that's where we're gonna go next. But I just wanted to point out Lily's what she put here. Native friend who was driving a little too fast had a wolf run out across the highway in front of the car. The first thing her mother told her when she shared the story was, "Slow down." That's the message.
Yes. And if you guys would like to speak with the natives on here, we can try our very best to make that happen.
Yes, please, because we're all brothers and sisters, and the stories that they have that they can share about Mother Nature and how to truly get in touch is something that this community really needs to share in more.
Exactly.
Yeah,
In
and
such a
like, oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. That's all you.
Oh, I was just gonna bring up Silly Lily's next statement here. One garden at a time, one farm at a time. Next.
Yes. And it's crazy because one garden, like how many gardens can you build on one property? Like you can build an infinite amount of numbers of gardens if you have the people to do it and are wanting to eat real food. and
Yeah.
that's what we need in this day and age.
And I think more people are starting to realize that, every day. Like, you're looking
Remember.
at the farmers going with this fertilizer shortage and
Hmm.
all of that. They're almost being forced to start going organic. So
Yeah.
maybe the universe is helping a little bit here and there, forcing this change because the universe knows as well, if we don't make this change, that we're not going to be here much longer.
Yeah. If you can't put your shovel through the soil, you got to try a new method.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that you could walk out into your greenhouse and probably put your arm up to the shoulder just easily down into your soil.
You could, but we don't have a greenhouse yet. That we're so close. Literally, we're building the foundation, and it is so strong
Hmm.
that when we have our greenhouses, they will be impenetrable. Because this
Oh,
community
fantastic.
is figuring out new ways to help and inspire me and my family in every way. Like, we just had a member that said he wants to resign from his job. He put in his 2 week notice because he wants to help our family and our mission. And I was like, wow.
Like, that just touches my heart, because it's those types of people that are really going to help take things to the next level, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's see here. We've been through the past, we've been
Good
through the
question.
present, we've been through the future. um what's Mikey want to just share with the planet, the world, anybody that's ever going to listen to this podcast? What do you want to share, brother?
Well, I want to share with people to find their center, and then from there, they can figure out everything that they desire in this life. Because once you have that heart space, everything is clear, crystal clear, like the lake when it's in the morning is just like perfect. But what do I want to talk about? I kind of our family uh, is forever growing. We're trying to build a bridge from the east to the west in every way with all farmers and the native tribes, with uh, troubled waters, with any water that needs healing, with any vessel, because we're all vessels and our vessels carry 90% water and 99% water. And it's just, it's the resonation between one another that is the water inside of us communicating, and that's how our souls are hugging, and that's how we are talking to each other without even talking, telepathically. And one cool story I actually have is this necklace I'm wearing. My aunt, she passed away, and I put it on her casket, and we were talking telepathically because Leighton came that day actually, and we went to see her the night after, the day that night, and that's when she passed away. But we were talking telepathically, and I put this on her uh, flowers, and someone found it and sent it back to us, which is pretty cool because everything comes full circle if you allow it. And even in the death, there is rebirth. Like when a chicken died, you can, or a human, you can see there is nothing. As soon as they pass away, their source energy, they're dancing in the moonlight. They are no longer fearful. They're only based in unconditional love. Because, and if they found that in their life and they got to dance in it, that's what it's all about. But if they didn't, it doesn't matter because they'll still get there. We'll all get there.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful, man. I think there's a lot of people out there that are really going to resonate with what you just shared. I know I do. um, we're all creatures of source, and these bodies really are just bags of water and biology, and that's not who we are. It's the aura, it's the energy that is attached, that is who we are. And that's always going to return back to source.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Mikey. Like that's, you know, that was just beautiful. So well, I'm gonna ask you, what's a fun fact that you don't generally share about Mikey that you would be willing to share with our audience? What's one of those things that when you get married, your parents are gonna bring up at your wedding, going, "Yeah, I told you I was gonna bring this up."
Well, probably my favorite thing is I sleep, and above me where I sleep is we have very tall ceilings, so I'm able to hang lines and put the herb over my where I sleep, and I get to smell it all when I'm sleeping in the morning. What I get to look at, and I always keep seeds in my nightstand, thousands of them, because
Mhm.
we're communicating. I want my dreams to be in those seeds, and I want those seeds to be the most vibrant possible giant that they can be. And the only way that they can do that is with our love. Because without our love, you can't grow cannabis properly. You just grow weed.
Yeah.
Our love is what makes the trichomes just pop and just it goes from one dimension to fifth dimension, like before you know it. You're like, what did I just grow? That's not herb. That's what is that?
That's like nothing I've ever seen before.
And it's like every single time you plant a new seed, it's that way. It doesn't matter if I'm outsourcing from all the regenerative farms across the country because we do that as a family. We spent $10,000 last year doing that because we wanted to share with the world the same energy we always want back. And all of the farms donated seeds to this honeypot event for all the people coming. And I'm like, this is even better than I could ever imagined. And some of them want to sponsor the event because it's just when I meet someone, it's so easy to make a great connection. Like pure breeding. I met him at the regenerative conference. He just got off the phone with Russ Brandon talking about the Grow Glue 4 Lime. Comes in, and then we talk. I show him the Grow Glue 4 Live, and he's like, "That is the perfect cure, man. How did you do that?" And I said, "You let it hang for a week, and then you put it in the jar, and then you let it cure in the jar, and that's how you make it the most dense." But I like to air dry it for 3 months and then smoke it. I like to air dry it for 2 years and then smoke it. Like people say, there's a shelf life. I'm like, you should try growing seeds. It's like another world. Regenerative agriculture and is the way of living. It's not a way of farming.
Mhm.
To sum it up.
So I don't know how much of a fun fact that was, but that was a hell of a story, and I agree with you 900% because you know
My
it,
bad.
it yeah
What
I
did you
think
ask for?
what's that
What did you ask for?
a fun fact.
Uh,
But I guess having the seeds almost like what are they, a dream catcher above your bed would kind of be a fun fact because most
yeah,
people would never think of that.
the herb's my dream catcher.
Yes.
I do
Yeah.
have dream catchers though, several.
And
And
as Bruton Gas says, this young man and his family are absolutely amazing. I couldn't agree more.
oh, a fun fact, I'll tell you it. I was one of like the first people to jump in the snow for a challenge because I did it. I did it when I was like 11 years old, so about 10 years ago. And I
Mhm.
haven't seen it before. I jumped in and I had to run right to the pellet stove. And we have a video of it. It's on Instagram, but I hope no one finds it. But that would be the story. I'll send it to you. Don't worry.
Cool, cool. Oh yeah, that's a fun fact.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got you. Most of the time when I start speaking, it's not even me, and I don't even know what I'm saying because it's just off the top. It's just from the heart. Well, not off the
Yeah.
top because, well, actually, once you live through your heart, then you can go to your mind because it's only love up there. But if it ever gets cloudy, all you got to do is go back to your heart. It's it's a beautiful thing.
It's that interconnection that we all can make if we allow ourselves to.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
to find the bliss in the small moments in life.
What's the old saying? Stop to smell the roses.
Exactly. Stop and smoke the roses. Uh,
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, yeah.
they were
I,
just trying. They were just trying to dull us down back then, I think.
I don't think it'd be quite have the same effect as smoking some good, weed. But yeah, some people are a little, a little crazy.
We're actually we're growing roses this year to roll rose petal joints, just like hash cannagars, but with the leaf. We're trying to do everything. Like we spread ourselves out so far and wide. It's like, what can we do today to make it fun? Because we only want to have fun.
That's what life is actually supposed to be about: is enjoying it. And too many people are stressed about what's going on in their lives, and they're losing that attachment to joy.
Yeah, exactly.
You
And
guys
all
are you guys are amazing. You know that.
Thank you. And for this regenerative conference in April that we want to be throwing on for everyone, we want to get all the local farms to sponsor it so that they can come and learn and share their farm and actually get all the knowledge about regenerative agriculture. And we want to have speakers that aren't just about soil, they're also
Mhm.
about mindset. And we're going to start it with a meditation and we're going to end it with a meditation. And we hope to have it all live streamed for anybody who can't make it or can't afford it. We're just trying to get the knowledge to everyone because it's now or never, really.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the passion within.
And it's sharing that passion within that, and that's what this whole show and series of shows is about: is sharing your joy of your life and your passion, and giving back that passion. Because the more people that touch that passion, and like, I don't know about the other people on the live stream, brother, but I feel it coming through the monitor. The love and the passion you have, that you're exuding out of yourself. I can actually feel it, hitting me all the time while we've been talking.
Every time, man. I do it to so many people that the more you do it, the easier it gets. My dad, he actually paved the streets going down the barn with gold, each brick. And people have actually mentioned it to him. And they're like, one guy, he says every time he crosses the bridge, he feels like he's flying and he knows he's home. He calls it his ocean. And I tell,
Now, speaking of that, and I know I kind of put it off to the end, but the crystals in the compost. You got to give us a couple of minutes on that, man.
yes. So what we did is we're always barefoot, except for right now when it's like really cold, but always barefoot inside. There's no reason to wear shoes. So inside we have radiant floor heating, and underneath we milled our beds with our neighbor. He's like our grandfather. He's like our best one of our best friends. He's so nice. He actually, when we first met him, he was the cop of the lake. He didn't like cannabis, and then we taught him about cannabis and the benefits, and showed him how it works with salves and topicals and tinctures, and
Mhm.
small things. To start small and think big. And he loves cannabis. He loves the smell of it, the vibrancy of it, and he likes to protect it. And it's like everyone who starts to use it looks at it as a family member, because without her, you don't know how your family's going to do for the year, because every family that has their medicine, they're going to be all set. It's going to be a great year.
Mhm.
But the crystals in the bed, I'll get back to that. So we walk in the lake and we pull out the small ones and we pull out the big ones and we smash the big ones. Me and my brother on two different rocks on big gems, and we just send it our love as we smash it. Unfortunately, we got to smash it, but and then we drive it home, and then we laid 660 gallons of gems in the bottom. But we had an old greenhouse tarp that we washed with Kangen water and got it all clean. And we used that underneath, and we have radiant floor heating on the bottom. And so the gems, they were we still have an extra 100, 200 gallons outside for the pots for moms. It's too funny. But we mix that with compost. No, the compost is going bottom. Uh, it's us. We mixed it with sawdust and sand,
Hmm.
the sand, and then sawdust, and then clay mixed in with compost, mixed in with wood chips and hay from our field. Just like our chickens, we only use our own hay. Uh, what else? Daikon radishes. We grew thousands of them, and we actually threw them through the wood chipper, and then we put it in the indoor garden, and we put it in the outdoor garden, and it's like, whoa. The birds were actually taking the seeds and dropping them off at all the other farms, and all the farmers were coming over and asking about it. Why do I got these daikons growing? I'm trying to hay my field. I'm like, it's medicine. Eat it up. But back to the beds inside. We also we didn't add the silt because we didn't have time, because the last day we finished, I smashed probably the last 2 gallons of gems when it was snowing, because
Hmm.
you gotta, it's quick here in Maine from fall to winter with a crop. Like, me and my whole family, we work our hardest harvesting it all together as a family from seed to finish. And it's the most beautiful thing. We wake up at 3 in the morning and harvest it for the terpenes, and we stop around 5. And
Hmm.
we do that for, and we also listen to our album, Endless Love Universe. All of our songs, we play it for the girls. They love it. And oh my God, when you're walking through the garden at that early in the morning, it's just like you hit plants and you're like, oh my God, where's that diesel coming from? What the heck? Feels like someone dumped a gasoline on that plant. What is going on? Or it's like, I have one that's called Snickerdoodle. It fades out to all different colored leaves you can imagine: orange, blue, pink, red. It's
Cool.
phenomenal. And it's airy bud, so it's not my dad's favorite, but it's like mouth watering. And I'm definitely growing a lot of that this year. But the more diverse we can get our medicine, that's how we do it. Like, I mix 60 or 33 to 66 strains in our rosins, so that when someone smokes it or uses a tincture, that they're going to be healed, and they're going to get
Hmm.
as much of a broad spectrum as they can get from 3 different terroirs, or as many as you can get. And
Hmm.
I share this on the Future Cannabis Project, and farms come to me at the Culture Cup, and they hand me their rosin. They said, I got this idea from you and the Future Cannabis Project. I mixed this with my buddy's stuff. This is so good, man. I'm just honored to share it with you. And then you go and share that with your friends. Uh, and then I, what were we talking? There's this guy. I press rosin at 133, 155, 188, and then 240 for the edibles.
Right.
But I keep all those separate because the 133 is the terpiest stuff you can get, and no one makes it because everyone's just pressing that one tap to get it all out. But which is amazing. But I need to
Hmm.
get multiple presses because I need my head stash to be like crazy. Ugh, it's the good stuff, you know. When you have a little mix of everything: dry sift, bubble hash rosin, dry sift rosin. You're like, what do I want today? What can I share with the community in the biggest way? Because we shouldn't be having competitions about product. We should be having competitions about who can give away the most, in my opinion. But I do like bringing everybody together and seeing everybody smile on their faces from all around the country. And that's why we're doing the honey pot, is to showcase these amazing farms that deserve the love that they get shown through their medicine. And I don't know a better place to showcase it than the barn. Like,
Yeah.
it's the closest building that reminds me to the oneness of nature.
Oh, that's amazing. Like, and
So
I
go
love how you're mixing everything together to give it that broadest spectrum, because that's where the healing is. It's not in just this one little narrow window. It's in this huge multiplex of everything.
Thank you, brother. Just like the soil, just what is above as is below. So let's
Mm-hmm.
treat her as she treats us. And
Yes.
that's why this hash competition, it's bring whatever you want, bring the best of the best. You can bring your dry sift, rosin, hash, you name it, but it has to be a hash form because we want to do all of the categories, flour and everything, but
Mm-hmm.
that takes more planning, and we're gonna do it. It's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be a summer event so that we can have everybody outside vending too, private membership association. Everybody uh, is planning on being members. Like everyone is very receptive to it. It warms my heart.
Okay, so somebody wants to get in touch with you. Is it best through the Instagram, Nature Summit? Is it better to go the community barn? Which is the best way to reach out to you guys to interact?
Whatever you want, either one. I am Nature Summit, and my sister is Community Barn. So we wanted to get two different perspectives because I don't even like being the one who always posts because it's just my perspective. There's more of a broader perspective out there. I don't want to limit people by my words, but
Mm-hmm.
I love writing it. It's like it's not me; it's the energy of that creates worlds. So I think it's timeless, and I think the more I do it, the better I get. Because my English teacher in high school said I wasn't very good, but I think I'm pretty good.
I think you're absolutely amazing. I read your posts on a regular basis, and
Thank you.
we've interacted on posts as well. And yeah, you are so heart centered and in touch with the greater universe than most people ever consider that there was a greater universe.
We all start somewhere, and I was at that point not that long ago. And everybody, a person grows so much in a year. It's like a whole. You cannot look at someone a year ago and think that's them now, because
Mhm,
everyone is evolving faster than the cannabis as we need it to, and this plant is evolving at a rate that is indescribable, ineffable. She is the caretaker. And there's a lot more medicines than just cannabis. There's
mhm,
so many practices of native indigenous medicines that we all need to get back to because they are our roots. And that will
mhm.
feed all of our fruits.
These are very soul and the essence of who we are. Yeah.
Dunny's right here. He's listening. He's healing up real good.
Well, he's gonna have to be on the next one, or your
That's what
sister,
I'm saying.
But
I'll be on it
anyway,
later. This
brother,
is fun.
oh, I'm enjoying this. I don't want it to end, but I have a phone call I have to make here very shortly.
Yes. Have
Um,
fun.
so I'm gonna have to end it, but I just want to thank you from the bottom of my soul for what you guys are doing, and your family is so special to the whole of the world and the universe is at large as well.
Thank you, brother.
You bet. So you
You
guys
too.
have the event coming up. We've told people how to get a hold of you. You've got your meditations on a regular basis.
Music,
Um, you
date
also
night.
said you have a calendar now. You put out a 3-month calendar.
Yes. And
So
it's going
where
to
can
be up.
people find that?
It's for the members, but
Okay.
we're trying our hardest to let everyone come be a member, because we cannot let just anybody come to the barn because of the rules behind the PMA. But they can come visit and look at it like once or twice, and then they have to be the member.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because we had to talk to lawyers about this, and we had to use wording from back when the British separated from America, because
Yes.
that was the real PMA.
Hmm.
And there's just so much knowledge that they don't want us to share, but we are. In the Maine State Assembly, shout out to them. They are doing it every day in a large way, and it's happening worldwide.
And Fruit and Gas wants to know how he can become a member, and it's basically for a normal PMA, it's just a matter of signing up and accepting the rules of the PMA and understanding as a sovereign being who you are, you're taking responsibility. You're no longer regulating that responsibility to anybody else but yourself.
Yeah. And one of the rules from back then was that you had to pay for it monthly for it to be a membership.
Mm-hmm.
So we do have to charge, but it's very minimal. It's $35 a month. It's like, and we try to even make it cheaper for people who can't afford it. And we do make things for people, and people always donate and barter, and it's like the trading center for healing, because we don't just deny people. That's not who we are.
Yeah. And that's one
We're
of the
all
reasons I love you guys so much is it's not about the money, it's about caring, sharing, and community.
exactly, and how we can make each other bigger, brighter, and more vibrant in every way, every day. You preach it. This is your fourth show today, brother. I'm gonna share this far and wide, and you need the credit you deserve.
Well, thank you, and it's because of people like you that I have the ability to be on here and share you guys, because without you guys, I wouldn't be here doing this show. So you guys are a true gift as well.
It's full circle magic, always.
Yeah. So, guys, I don't have anything else booked for this week other than I'm on somebody else's podcast. But reach out, guys. Hit me up on IG, and you know, if you want to come on, if you're passionate like Mikey and the family, reach out. We'll get together, talk, and I'll
Always.
bring you on here. And Fruit and Gas was saying something about back to back. So maybe your brother is going to feel better, and he can reach out, and we could arrange something sooner than later.
Most definitely. He's feeling all better already. We're going on a hike tomorrow in the open fresh air with another brother we're about to meet for the first time, who's donating seeds and medicine to the honey pot. It's just like every day. Like, I just got a notification. So a bunch of people are sending seeds today. I'm like, sweet. A bunch of people are packing seeds up. I'm like, sweet. I'm
And
like,
Megan, the offer goes for you too, young lady.
yeah.
You're sitting there behind the camera. No, 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 sweetheart. Got to get you out here talking about, the kids and what you're doing on the education side. And I
Yes.
think she might be reaching over and smacking you on the side of the head pretty soon for getting her into this.
She's gonna say thank you though. We all need the push to speak publicly, because we
Yes,
all have a message, we all have a heart, and we all have our own way of looking at everything. And we all, when we come together and that energy that creates worlds, there's nothing we can't accomplish.
exactly. And Megan, believe me, this is a safe space for you. Um, Nobody's an idiot in the comments. I won't allow that. So you don't have to worry about that. It's This is a space for you to share who who Megan really is inside. And we all know you're a beautiful person. The outside doesn't matter, because that's not who I look at. I don't care what a person looks like. It's the essence of who they are inside that really matters to me.
I'd like to say thank you for Fruit and Gas for being so nice, and everybody else who came and joined the live, and Silly Lily for being amazing.
I couldn't do this without her, man. Believe me. I I would have. Yeah, I just
She's a,
can't.
she's
So,
a gem.
oh,
We all are.
a, a diamond in the rough. What did you do with the last bunch of gems? You broke them into smaller pieces. Yeah,
All
yeah. Anyway, guys, I do have to run. I got a call here in 6 minutes. So, love you guys, all of you. Don't hesitate to reach out if you guys want to come on the show. And, you guys, thank you so much for your family. You guys are a blessing.
Keep smiling, Ken. We love you.
You bet. Okay, guys, I'm going to end the broadcast. So, peace out.